everyone, my name's Jenny and I'm part of the recruitment team at the University of Toronto. Thanks so much for joining me here today. We're going to spend just a bit of time talking about university, what it is, why it matters, and then we'll wrap up with a few key takeaways about how to get you there and some of the things you can do over the next couple of years to set yourself up for success. So you might know the University of Toronto, or U of T as we're sometimes called, is Canada's top-ranked university, but there are many wonderful options out there. For any goal that you have in life, whether it's a particular career or just a vision of where and how you want to live, you'll need to understand the choices available to you, figure out what matters most to you and what you're willing to be flexible about, and then make a concrete plan. So let's start with step one. What are some of the different ways you can equip yourself to succeed? Now, I think it's really important to note that everyone's idea of success is different and everyone's path in life is different. We have plenty of applicants from high schools all around the world, but we also have plenty who come to us from the workforce or from local colleges that we have transfer agreements with. There are many excellent reasons why a person might take time off after high school. They might already have a job offer, they might have an opportunity to travel, they might be juggling competing responsibilities. And there are many excellent reasons why these very same people often return to school. Now, that might mean going to university for a bachelor's degree. It might also mean applying to college for a specific credential, maybe a culinary arts certificate if you wanted to be a chef. It could mean training for work in a specific trade, like carpentry or locksmithing. These are all options for strengthening the foundation you're building right now through your high school classes. Now, how sensible each of these options is for you may depend on what you'd like to do in the future and what you're interested in. Going to university, though, gives you a number of extra advantages. These include greater employability, greater earning power, advanced knowledge and skills that will serve you for life, networking opportunities, and support from a wide range of professionals for your entire degree from start to finish, and in some cases even beyond. One of the reasons why university alumni have an employment rate of 97% within 2 years of graduating is not just that having a degree is now a basic requirement for many jobs. It's because it shows potential employers that you have a strong track record of solving problems that require not just technical chops, but diplomacy, historical knowledge, strategic leadership and sound judgment, political awareness, and an ability to investigate and challenge the boundaries of what we know, and that's what we call research. You'll be honing these skills over and over in university and building a portfolio of work, analysis, and collaboration that you can be proud of. And I think the fact that degree holders earn nearly 40% more than those in the workforce who don't have a degree suggests it might be a good idea to think about university. And for those joining us from outside of Canada, you might also be wondering, what do Canadian universities have to offer? As one of the world's safest countries, Canada's been a popular option for the top students the world over for decades. And there are many reasons for this. One, of course, is that we're known for being a caring, multicultural country that welcomes newcomers. But we also encourage our international students to gain Canadian work experience through co-op placements and internships. And international graduates can even stay in Canada a further 3 years if they qualify for a post-graduation work permit. Canada is also one of just a few countries whose public investment in the post-secondary sector exceeds the global average. And why I think that matters to you as a prospective student is that it shows we value education. And that's why we fund a nationwide network of top-notch public universities, where fees are typically much lower than comparable private universities elsewhere in the world. And Canada's excellent education system is recognized worldwide. Some stats on that. Of Canada's 96 universities, 30 are in the Times Higher Education's World University Rankings, with 5 in the top 100, led by U of T. And the country itself is full of opportunity. Our 10 provinces and 3 territories border 3 oceans, encompassing everything from half of the world's freshwater lakes to mountains, prairies, woodlands, and hundreds of towns and cities. And this makes it easy for Canadian schools to emphasize hands-on learning because there's just so much to do and see, and especially in Ontario, Canada's economic heartland and home to 22 universities. The nice thing in Ontario is that all universities have a similar, simple application process. First, you submit an online application that's shared by all 22 universities, and then you'll gain access to an online applicant portal from each of your target universities where you can upload any documents that they ask you for. We'll talk a little bit more about this shortly, but for now, just know that Ontario universities work as a team. You can check out ontariouniversitiesinfo.ca and sign up for information from each one. And as always, your guidance office is a great place to stop if you need to bounce ideas off someone as you're beginning your research. Now, this brings us to step 2. So at this point, you might be thinking, this all sounds great. I'm interested in university, but I don't know where or what to study because there are just too many possibilities. And I totally hear you there. There really are some great options. But I think this is where identifying your priorities is a really helpful step when making your plan and helps ensure you are choosing the right university that's the right fit for you. So when you imagine the future, what do you know for sure you need in your life? What are things you'd prefer but could go without? What don't you want? What do you want to have at the ready when the right opportunity comes along? Because it will. What credentials, what skills, what mentors, connections, or friends? What experiences are you looking for? So let's drill down a little bit more into what that means. First, where do you picture yourself living? And that's a big one. A degree usually takes about 4 years to finish, which is a long time to spend in one location. Some students know for sure they'll spend those years in a major city. Others might know for sure they don't want to live in a big city, and other students might want the best of both. So take some time to look into the regions surrounding the universities you're considering and talk to people. Ask family, friends, and neighbors where they've lived in the past and what have their experiences been like. You might also want to think about flight times if you'll know you'll be living far from home. What's the transit situation around your campus? What is there to eat or to see or to do? And these are all good things to consider. Next, what are the schools you're considering best known for? Do they have a good reputation, sort of broadly speaking? What have their alumni got on to do, and in what fields? What discoveries or contributions have come out of different universities? And Wikipedia is a great starting point for questions like this. And of course, campus websites, which will also start to lead you toward other important questions, including the question that most students focus on when doing their research. What programs can you take at each of the schools you're thinking about? What can you major in? What can you minor in or specialize in? Or in a nutshell, gain experience in? If you wanted to study forensic science, journalism, theater, or chemical engineering, can you do that anywhere? And as you map out the next couple of years, you'll also want to take some notes not only on the specific programs offered by each university, but on the ways in which you can try them out and get a taste of campus life. A lot of universities, U of T included, offer summer camps and enrichment programs for high school students, and you can check out pre-university programs on our website. Another great way to get a taste of campus life is to book a campus tour. At U of T, our tours are led by current students, and taking a tour gives you an opportunity to ask them basically anything. What do they do when they're not in class? What's the most surprising or rewarding activity they've taken part in? You'll find that universities are fantastic places to try new things, to develop interests you never knew you had, and just like you're doing in high school, I hope, to get involved in your community and to try out leadership roles and to really grow your comfort zone. And as we talked about earlier, you don't have to expand that comfort zone all on your own. Being a university student means being part of a community, and that community will generally include career counselors, teaching assistants, mentors, writing coaches, librarians, and residence advisors whose job it is to help you become the best version of yourself. So you'll want to sit down and think about what kind of support system you'll prefer to have around in order to thrive. Finally, what financial assistance and funding opportunities are available to students at your target schools? Some of this support might come from the school, but some of it will be administered through the government, including your own Ministry of Education if you don't live in Ontario. So let's talk a little bit about financial aid. Why do people take out student loans? I think it's because they know the same thing that we know. Going to university is an investment in your future, in your mind, and in your ability to build a life that you enjoy. According to Pew Research, 87% of university graduates view their job as being on track towards a career, and that's in contrast with just 57% of high school graduates. University graduates also enjoy their jobs more, with 53% acknowledging very strong job satisfaction, in contrast with just 36% of those who went to community and technical colleges. It's normal to make use of financial aid programs because it's normal to invest in yourself and to want to improve your life. When you go to university, you'll need to pay tuition and you'll need to buy books and pay for living expenses. So talk to your family and your school counselors about the resources available to you. Again, the key is to be proactive. Although all applicants to U of T, for example, are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships, you can also look for awards that require a separate application through our Award Explorer on our website. Some companies offer bursaries to the children of employees, so you could talk to your family about this. Also, bursary, it's just another way of saying a chunk of money meant to make it easier for students to afford education. In Ontario, we're very fortunate that financial aid policies make it possible for any Canadian student who wants to pursue a university degree to do so. There will always be a mix of loan and grant available, and there will always be ways to bridge the gap. So it's just a matter of uncovering and navigating these options. At U of T, for example, we have a program called UTAPS, the University of Toronto Advanced Planning for Students. This is a non-repayable grant that fills the gap for full-time students whose government funding doesn't cover all of their educational costs. Other universities may have their own financial assistance programs. So again, be proactive and ask questions when you're doing your research. And this is also a really great skill for the future. Finally, consider applying to universities that offer co-op programs. This is short for cooperative programs. And these help you land paid work placements as part of your degree and make it easier to pay off tuition. U of T, for example, offers a number of work-integrated options, including co-op semesters, professional experience years, internships, and nearly 6,000 work-study positions across 3 campuses. U of T Scarborough alone offers co-op programs in more than 45 fields. And U of T Mississauga offers special bursaries for experiential learning courses, which are courses where you can get involved in a community organization or another professional setting. Do keep in mind that international students need to secure a co-op work permit and a social insurance number before beginning any work, but not to worry, our advisors can help you with that when the time comes. So there's this concept called planned happenstance that you may have heard of. What it means in a nutshell is that sometimes unexpected things happen, and sometimes we don't always end up where we'd originally intended. But all of the original preparations you made, all of the planning you've done, all the work you've put in will still bear fruit and unlock doors you may have never anticipated. So now on to step 3, and it's okay and important to note, it's okay if you don't know what you want to study right now, but make a bite-sized, manageable plan with the help of your parents, your older siblings, your friends and counselors, and then follow through. It'll still pay off. Very few people know at the age of 16 or 17 what career they'll end up in or what they'll end up doing. Some do, but most don't. But most people do know the broad contours of what they're interested in, what they enjoy, and what's generally important to them. The role of a university is to help you explore those goals and interests, to challenge your preconceptions, to strengthen your skill set, and equip you to solve problems both in the world and in your life. We've talked to so many students who've told us that U of T was a wonderful place for them to explore and grow, but more importantly, it's where they gained the skills and know-how to overcome the new challenges in the workplace, in their lives and careers and beyond. And as the years go by, that's what they value most about their university experience. University can involve twists and turns, but that'll be true of anything you choose to do in life. If there's one lesson our graduates have taught us time after time, it's that university equips you to face uncertainty, to make your own opportunities. Going to university does more than just equip you to succeed. It equips you to fail and to learn how to fail, how to try new things and maybe not excel at all of them. And if you fall, to get back up, but with new tools, new strategies, new friends, new stories and ideas. And the great thing about trying something new on a campus is that you're supposed to go in not knowing everything. It's okay if you don't already know how to backpack in a new country, or prepare reagents in a lab, or score a film, or file a patent, or sing, or code, or cook. Universities are the best places to try your hand at things you've always wondered about, and some things you've never wondered about, as you work out who you'd like to be and what you might do next. So what can you do now to get a head start? Well, first, you can plan ahead. Since you'll be applying to university during your last year of high school, admissions committees at universities generally make decisions based on the midterm grades you achieve in grade 12 or your senior year, as well as your final grades from grade 11 or junior year. So you'll want to make sure that you pick high school courses starting in grade 11 that prepare you for your target programs. For example, to identify the subject prerequisites for any U of T program you're interested in, you can use our handy program finder on our website to search over 700 programs by field or keyword. So for instance, anthropology or music. Under each program that you select, you'll see a list of subject prerequisites. Then, to find minimal requirements for your region or educational system, click the link for your region. And finally, keep in mind that at U of T, grade 12 or senior level English is an admission requirement for all programs. Some program areas have what's called supplemental applications because they'd like to know just a little bit more about you, your background and interests, and why you're interested in their fields. Supplemental applications can include short answer questions, samples of your work, or questions that you can answer with a short prepared video. Most programs, though, don't look for anything beyond your high school grades, with a focus on prerequisite subjects. Here are some examples of prerequisites for common programs, but there are many, many more, so definitely check out online for a complete set. So how do you actually apply? Well, luckily, it is a simple answer. As I was saying a bit earlier, Ontario's 22 universities share an application system called OUAC, or Ontario University's Application Centre. You'll just need to spend about 15 minutes filling out an online form in OUAC, and then the universities you've applied to will follow up with you with next steps. They'll give you access to a personalized applicant portal where you can upload documents, and you can just follow the steps listed on that portal. At U of T and at most Ontario universities, your applicant portal is also where you can submit your supplemental applications if you need to. Now, if you're a full-time Ontario high school student at the time that you apply, it's even easier. Your guidance counselors will automatically share your transcript with us. So after you finish submitting your OUAC application and submitting the documents listed in your personal applicant portal, the university will assess you for admission based on everything you've submitted, including, of course, your academic record. So how will you be assessed? So each school has its own priorities, but all will have one common requirement. By the time you apply, you should either have completed a secondary school diploma or be in your final year of one, with strong grades in your target program's subject prerequisites. So let's quickly recap what we've discussed today and look at the road ahead, because it really is never too early to start your research. Work backwards from the schools and programs you're interested in to ensure you're working toward the right grade 11 and grade 12 courses. Get involved in your community and take part in extracurriculars so you'll have something to say if you're applying to a program that requires supplemental materials. Also, it's just good for you. And consider taking part in a pre-university program like U of T's Youth Summer Programs through our faculties of Medicine and Law, or U of T Engineering's Deep Summer Academy, or the Design Boot Camp through our Daniels Faculty of Architecture, Landscape, and Design. Next, connect with your guidance office each year to make sure you're on track to complete high school with the right set of credits. Try to have a short list of universities or programs that you're targeting by the time you're starting to wrap up grade 11 or your junior year. Then, book some campus tours and have a look around, even virtually. And I really encourage you to check out our website where you can sign up for tours, webinars with my colleagues from across the university, and for upcoming web chats with our current students who can answer all of your questions about U of T student life. And finally, in your grade 12 or your senior years, this is when things really get action-packed. If you're in town, be sure to attend the open houses and fairs that most Canadian universities hold each fall. You'll want to have conversations with your parents, your families, if you haven't already, to sort out financing and to stay on top of scholarship opportunities. Remember, while U of T applicants are automatically assessed for merit-based awards, some special awards require a separate application, and you can look for those using the handy Award Explorer on our website. Above all, submit your application as early as you can, within the fall if possible, and certainly no later than the standard mid-January deadline. Then, send in your required documents as soon as possible. Remember the 2 steps to applying. First, complete an online application form, and then submit to your target university the specific documents they require, typically through an online portal. These might include transcripts, English facility test results, and for some programs, supplemental profiles that offer a glimpse into your extracurriculars. Starting in winter and onward through spring, keep a close eye on your inbox and be sure to follow any instructions that the universities share with you. And if you receive an offer of admission, congratulations! It's now time to prepare for a great first year. The first thing to do is to accept your offer by the date specified on your letter, and then keep your grades up so you'll clear the conditions of your offer. Then, of course, finish up high school, take a breather, and then in July and August, prepare to enroll in courses for your first year of university. July is also when you'll want to apply to defer your tuition fees if you've secured a loan or a grant. If you're not a Canadian citizen or permanent resident, just bear in mind that you'll need a valid study permit before entering Canada. It's always best to apply as soon as possible. And required documents might include things like your official offer of admission, evidence of adequate funds, and proof of medical clearance. But your family can certainly help you with this when the time comes. And that's a wrap. Thank you so much for joining me here today. You can visit our website for a whole library of other webcasts just like this one, and to have a look through our summer programs. If there's anything at all on your mind as you start this adventure, or if you want to get a bird's eye view on what's new at U of T, including new programs or special events, or any key dates we've got coming up, don't forget to stay in touch.